Good morning, Falcons. Today is Tuesday, April 18th. I'm Andrew Wells.
And I'm Caden Sumter.
Today's weather. Today we have a high of 60 and a low of 33. There will be 2 news feature stories added to the end of announcements on Island days because of the longer length of lunch periods.
News feature stories are longer, more informational segments. On this day in 1955, physicist Albert Einstein died. He was best known for creating the general theory for relativity. Here are today's announcements.
Student Council will be having their final fundraiser of the year starting Wednesday, April 19th to Friday, April 21st. They'll be selling Airhead candy just in time to give your brain a much-needed break from iLearn.
Airheads will be on sale during lunch. Cost is $1, and all proceeds benefit Riley's Children's Hospital. Finish strong, Falcon.
The SCJH Robotics Club finished up their season Saturday morning with their final competition of the year. The group completed well at 3 events this year, competing against Fisher Junior High and Riverside Junior High.
The club opened in the VEX Snapshot Challenge and had to design and build a robot that could achieve multiple tasks while working with another grouped robot.
Group members that competed this year were Blake Everson,
Emil Lewanog,
Cade Gottlieb,
Jack Nelson,
Anthony Safewright,
Blake Nelson,
Aiden Guapo,
Izzy Donato,
Kyle Dodge,
Caden Wright,
and Sophia King.
Now we'll show some pictures of the event. Now we are going to learn a little about next year's full solar eclipse.
Hello Falcons, it seems like an eternity since we had our last solar eclipse. Next year, according to eclipse.gsfc.nasa.gov, April 8th, 2024 will be the very next solar eclipse that happened in our lifetime to witness.
According to Britannia.com, a solar eclipse is when a moon falls between the sun's light and Earth view causes a massive shadow to form.
A fun fact you may not have known is that when the sun casts a shadow onto the Earth because of the moon, it actually creates 2 parts called the penumbra and the umbra.
An umbra is a part of a shadow where all light from its given source is excluded, and a preumbra is the outer part of the conical shadow cast by the celestial body, where the light from the sun is partially blocked.
As the shadow keeps on moving, so does the umbra and the penumbra, to keep casting the shadow down to Earth for the maximum time of 7.5 minutes.
Throughout this time of the shadow moving over different parts of Earth, which was caused by the penumbra, but sometimes the moon misses the umbra, causing a partial eclipse.
Did you know that the solar eclipse is actually responsible for the discovery of helium, according to timeanddate.com?
That's right, it was discovered by a French astronomer named Jules Janssen on August 18th. 1868, this discovery had the sun be named Helios as a Greek word.
Back then, in 2500 BCE, the Chinese were actually able to predict for when a solar eclipse would happen. But the reason they did this is because they thought it would bring good health and success.
It was very serious back then to predict when one would happen and be right, otherwise, as an astrologer, your head would be chopped off, such as He, Si, and Ho, who failed to predict the eclipse that would take place on October 22nd, 2134 BC, being the oldest recorded solar eclipse.
Soon, Babylonians would use a cycle called the Saros cycle, with May 3rd, 1375 BCE being the oldest recorded solar eclipse. This cycle worked very well for them, resulting in being very accurate by predicting solar eclipses.
Not only did solar eclipses create beliefs, but they once stopped a war that was between Lydians and Medes when they saw the dark sky close in on them.
I'm Gabe Barras from the 8th grade. I'm here with Fahad from the 8th grade. Fahad, have you ever seen a solar eclipse and how was it?
Yeah, I've seen one before and I really liked the shadows that were coming from the moon. It was just really awesome.
Alright, thank you, Fahad.
Hi, I'm Josh Olgood from the 8th grade, and I'm here with Austin Conlon from the 8th grade. What would you say a solar eclipse looks like if you have ever seen one?
It looks like the moon's covered in a ring of fire.
Thank you.
No problem.
Solar eclipses have a very interesting history, from good beliefs on them to terrible ones. Now that we know more about them, we can watch one and know what changes through history it had on many civilizations. What's your favorite part about a solar eclipse?
Now we're going to learn about the National Day of Silence.
National Day of Silence was created on 1996 and taking place on April 14th this year. Day of Silence is a campaign with the purpose of explaining what many LGBTQ+ youth experience almost daily. It takes place the second Friday of every April.
Initially intended to focus on the problem within schools, it has expanded to workplaces and universities, amongst other places. Annually, millions of people join in by staying silent for a duration of the day, respecting the way LGBTQ+ students have been silenced.
Day of Silence was created by two University of Virginia students named Maria Polzetti and Jesse Gillian. They felt that LGBTQ+ youth were silenced and ignored by parents and administrators, and that their attempts for asking for help were being ignored.
Inspired by this, Polzetti and Gilliam created the Day of Silence as a one-time event held during the university's Pride Week. They hoped the day would promote awareness among people who might not have cared for these issues, surrounding them with silence, something they couldn't ignore.
In 1997, 1 year after the day's creation, it went national, with over 100 institutions participating. In 2000, GLSEN, one of the largest LGBTQ+ education networks in the country, adopted the Day of Silence as one of their official projects. Today, students at many levels participate in the day. Many participants choose to wear tape over their mouths or on X's on their hands to call further attention to the movement.
At the end of the day, the silence usually ends with a rally or speaking event, allowing all participants to end their vows together.
Although some school districts oppose the day, considering it disruptive, most support it, actively encouraging participation through the school's LGBTQ+ Alliance clubs.
Today, there are over 10,000 institutions registered as participants on the Day of Silence. All 50 states are represented in this number, as well as a number of other countries, including Singapore and New Zealand.
Day of Silence continues to grow as more and more people become aware of the issues facing LGBTQ+ youth. You can participate in this year's Day of Silence by going on the GLSEN website and registering.
Here are 5 facts about the Day of Silence and LGBTQ+.
1. 42% of people who identify as LGBTQ+ report feeling unwelcome in their environment. 2. Over half of LGBTQ+ students say that they feel unsafe in school.
3. LGBTQ youth are twice as likely as their straight peers to experience physical harassment and bullying. 4. 92% of LGBTQ youth report receiving negative messages about their sexuality and identity.
5. 77% of LGBTQ+ youth are optimistic that these things will improve.
Now that the Day of Silence has been explained, let's interview some students.
Hi, I'm Paisley Isley, and I'm here with
Elena King
from the 8th grade. Are you a part of the LGBTQ+ community?
I am.
Do you know what the Day of Silence is?
I do.
Are you participating this year?
Probably. It depends.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ella Raplogo, and I'm here with Abby Elbridge from the 8th grade. Are you part of the LGBTQ community?
I support it.
Have you celebrated the Day of Silence before?
Yes.
Are you planning on celebrating this year?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully you celebrate next year.
Thanks for tuning in, Falcons.
Remember to be safe, optimistic, accountable, and respectful.
Have a great day.
Today we're discussing a bill that is being debated in the legislative over whether teachers should be trained and armed with handguns during school hours.
Congress is debating passing a bill for the training and arming of school teachers in case of school shootings. They would do this by using the Indiana Secured Schools Funds or School Corporation and Charter School Safety.
Questions arise as people wonder if this is really the best way to deal with our school intruder problem.
One may ask, why this bill? With all the possibilities of change that we can accomplish, why are we focusing on this?
According to Wi-Fi.org, there were 51 school shootings across the U.S. last year that resulted in injuries or deaths.
That was the most school shootings recorded since 2018.
This is important because with all the shootings, this is surely to come along with death and remorse. If this new bill can help prevent these things, then it might be worth attempting and agreeing upon.
But doesn't more guns maybe equal more death? Could this bill result in more shootings? Is it dangerous, or would it be worth it?
This topic includes a lot of strong emotions and opinions with two completely different sides. One of these sides are those who believe that this bill should not occur because of the negative aspects.
According to IndyStar.com, we in the legislative cannot ask teachers to be on the front lines protecting their classrooms from armed intruders. The amount of training that this bill would require to have to carry a handgun in their classroom would also not equip them with the skills they would need to be effective in high-stress situations, which could lead to more students getting injured or, God forbid, killed.
This is a very serious possibility and definitely something to think about. In the end, is it enough to weigh out the positive factors? That is only you to decide.
The other side that people are choosing to focus on are the positive aspects. These are the reason why this bill has even come about.
According to WRTV.com, supporters say educating teachers and allowing them to be armed could help them respond appropriately if a school shooting were to occur.
This bill has many supporters and haters. The exact numbers are as follows. According to IndyStar.com, the vast majority of Americans are against this idea of arming teachers. A study from 2021 found that 70% of Americans want armed resource officers in schools, but only 41% want teachers to carry guns in schools.
This is important because there are lives that could be saved in following through with this bill. However, that doesn't completely exclude the dangers that this could propose.
Hi, I'm Josh Allgood from the 8th grade, and I'm here with Mr. Ryan. We're going to be asking him some questions about SRO officers and what they do in the school. So what do SRO officers do when they're on school duty and when they're off school duty?
Yeah, so the primary responsibility for our school resource officers is to really get to know our students, form those relationships when they're in the hallways or the cafeteria. When they're here at school, it's just, for them, it's just making sure we have a safe school environment and being a resource that we can use if anything were to come up.
Okay. And then what would they do, say, off grounds, like as a normal police officer?
Yeah, so after school hours, they can fill a variety of roles. Our school resource officers help with traffic control, especially here on Oleo Road, to make sure that everybody can get in and out of parking lots safely and that our students can get home safely. You may also see them at after-school events like basketball games or any other sporting event, just to help, again, have a presence and make sure everybody is safe.
Okay, and then say, God forbid, there's a situation where the SRO officer is needed, such as maybe a school intruder or whatever case might be the situation. What would he do?
Yeah, so earlier this year we had to get to our tornado locations because there was a tornado warning, and our SRO, Officer Shanks, happened to be here, and his primary responsibility is just to walk around and make sure everybody was safe and okay at that time. If something were to happen where he would need to be called because somebody was on property that shouldn't be here with a weapon of some sort, his primary responsibility would be to make sure that he is keeping us safe, and whatever that looks like per his protocol he would do, because we want to make sure that if somebody's doing something they shouldn't, that we're taking care of that as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you for answering our questions.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Emily White, and I'm here with Carrington Patton from the 8th grade. Would you feel more comfortable if teachers were armed with handguns in case of dangers?
I think I would feel a little comfortable, but I also think it'd be a little uncomfortable because there's a gun in the classroom. Yeah.
What do you think the majority of the population in this school would think?
I think they would be I don't know if they'd be not happy about it, but they'd be okay with it. I think because they're being safer, and I think it would be better if they had them.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Josh Allgood from the 8th grade, and I'm here with Max Shade from the 8th grade. What do you think are the pros and cons of this bill?
I think a pro is that teachers can immediately react to situations like this. However, I think the cons are the fact that some teachers can misjudge a situation or even not be trusted, especially not be trusted with a firearm in school. So I think a good solution to this is just to have a cop at school who is the one handling the firearm.
I agree with you. We do have an SRO officer here, so we kind of have that solution. Yep. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ava Gould, and I'm here with Tigges Brosh from the 8th grade. How would you feel about the proposed bill stating that teachers can be armed during school hours?
I would say no to that bill because I would feel unsafe.
Why would you feel unsafe or safe?
Because I would feel like maybe like one of the kids could get possession of said weapon, and I don't like that idea.
Thank you.
There's many pros and cons to this proposed bill, and later we will see the full effects of this bill.
Now you know more information about this bill and what the opinions are from students and staff at FCJH.
Topic for today's broadcast is about the sports that aren't available during the school year. At FCJH, there shouldn't be limited options so everyone can find one they love.
One example is that many kids want different varieties of sports added to the options. According to AspenProjectPlay.com, when asked what additional physical activities outside of interscholastic teams that students would like to participate in, strength training was #1 choice, followed by biking, skateboarding, yoga, and climbing. Males showed a higher interest in strength training and parkour, and females favored yoga and dance.
This is significant because these statistics show that students want more options. All of the people voting would play that sport if it was an option, and others would too. So adding these options would get many more kids active, which would help out with learning and many other benefits. Adding other sports like these would get kids participating in school sports.
The most popular school sports that aren't allowed everywhere is baseball and soccer. Stanford has reasons why baseball and soccer aren't allowed, and they say nearly 110,000 children ages 5 to 14 were treated in hospital emergency rooms for baseball-related injuries. Also, baseball has the highest fertility rate among sports ages 5 to 14, with 3 to 4 children dying from baseball injuries each year. About 88,000 children ages 5 to 14 were treated in hospital emergency rooms for soccer-related injuries.
This information is important because it states why baseball isn't allowed. While baseball and soccer are really fun, it isn't allowed in all junior high schools because there could be too many injuries that come with adding these types of activities.
There are some school sports that have the simplest sports, but others that have unusual sports that aren't seen everywhere. Every school should have the simple sports that everyone can play. According to edweek.org, some unusual sports played when they say some schools in California and Hawaii have surfing teams. Ohio have rodeo teams. Some schools in California, Michigan, and Ohio have figure skating teams.
These examples are important because these schools have sports that not a lot of people would participate in. Also, some of these sports can only be played in certain states. Since these schools have sports like this, sports like baseball, soccer, boys volleyball, and others should be played everywhere.
Many kids are lacking physical activity because they can't find any school sports that interest them. So are limited school sports hurting kids' physical activity? According to AspenPlayProject.org, physical activity in general is associated with improved academic achievement, including grades and standardized test scores. Furthermore, such activity can affect attitudes and academic behavior, including enhanced concentration, attention, and improved classroom behavior.
According to the source, kids who participate in physical activity can have multiple school benefits. Since every school wants their students to succeed, their schools should be more sport options so every kid can perform better in school. If more options of school sports were added, there would be only benefits and everyone would succeed.
School sports can provide multiple benefits, and schools should have more, but consequences come with adding more sports. More sports could also mean more injuries, and schools could not want to deal with all of the negative effects.
Lots of injuries happen yearly for high school athletes, and the source states high school athletes account for an estimated 2 million injuries, 500,000 doctor visits, and 30,000 hospitalizations annually. To date, the study of these injuries has been limited by inabilities to calculate injury rates, compare results among groups, and generalize findings from small, non-representative samples.
According to the source, high school athletes account for about 2 million injuries. If there was more school sports options added, then that number would be even higher. Some of those could be career-ending injuries, so adding more school sports options could also end more kids' careers and have more lifelong effects.
Based on the information, more school sports should be added to high schools and junior high schools. Although adding some more has negative effects, there's more good statistics than bad. If more school sports were added, then all kids would get an opportunity to play and be a part of supporting their school. Also, playing school sports can even provide good in the classroom. Everyone should get a chance to compete and support. There's just too many good statistics showing that more options should be added, and for those reasons, more school sports should be added to school options.
I'm Monjola from the 8th grade, and I'm going to be interviewing PE teacher Coach Lemis. So, do you think there should be more school sports added?
Honestly, I think that answer is no, but not for like the normal reasons people would think. I mean, big fan of sports. I think they're great, especially in a school setting. But a lot of stuff is involved, like monetary reasons for having, budgets for different sports. And if you add a guy's sport, you have to add a girl's sport, and Title IX issues with that. And that's not good or bad. It just means you have to have a lot more equipment, different fields of play, stands, all that stuff. So I'd say for that reason, no. And I think the big ones that you would add is maybe like baseball and softball, or maybe soccer.
Okay.
But the club scene is so huge around here that I think those opportunities still exist.
Okay. And what do you think can be done to bring more school sports?
Well, I think maybe just awareness of the sports that are here would be good. Different sports that people would normally not think to play but could be good at, maybe like cross country or track or something like that, would have some appeal to some people that maybe don't even know those exist, or even tennis.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Hudson Oswald, and I'm here with Jackson Belander. What sports do you think should be added to schools' options?
I think they should add a baseball team because it helps kids learn with respect, responsibility, and good team building.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Vincent Vega, and I'm here with Colton Lane from the 8th grade. What sport do you play that you can't hear at school?
I play lacrosse, and they don't have it here at Fall Creek.
Why do you think it should be added to the school sports here?
I think it should be added because it's a really fun sport, and it's a good team sport that you can play with your friends.
That's a great answer, thanks.
I'm Andrew Rose, and I'm here with Ethan Kilmer from the 8th grade. Ethan, what sport do you play that you can't at school?
I play hockey.
What do you think the district can do to make a hockey team at the school?
They could do a fundraiser to help raise money for a hockey team.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.